Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Tower of Doom stream, week 4, day 5. So today we're mainly going to be messing around with the new faction that just came out earlier today, the faction of Fang Moor. Very nice faction layout, very nice troops, and yeah, overall pretty nice faction with everything going on with it. It of course brings in the new bleed mechanic that I went over earlier as well as in the past. It does basically what it does is at one stack it does 1 true damage. It has 4 stacks and it's kind of like a poison. It automatically cleanses though, and now I'm just rambling, but it has 4 damages based on the stacks. At 1 stack it's 1 true damage per turn. At 2 stacks it's 3 damage per turn. At 3 stacks it's 6 damage per turn, and at 4 stacks it's 10 damage per turn. And that's basically the new mechanic that they ended up bringing in. There's several things that can do it at 100%. The 2 most viable ones are the legend and the rare from the faction. And yeah, before we get into that though, we just double checked one thing on Tower of Doom. I believe we have our orb done if I'm not mistaken. No, we did not. Never mind. I thought that would be done by now. Apparently not. Anyways, let's go and do the event already. So I do need to get to 150 so that we can go do pure faction. Actually, yeah, we need to do 140. And then that will allow us to do 150 off of this, because I don't believe it currently has 150. No, it's currently at 130, and then it'll give us a 140 option. So we need to go 1 room further, then we can go attempt our first pure faction as soon as we clear this out. As far as the team we've been using for the mid-range area, we have ended up switching to, we've mainly been using, initially we started using various gargoyle teams, and then we ended up switching to various Ketris teams. And at this current moment in time, this is what we're using. This won't last any further than like 200, but we're mainly just doing this to go through the lower levels a little bit quicker, and then going and switching into something else. But for now, it seems to be getting their job done pretty quickly, so we're just using this. Yeah, hello William, and hello Haley, and hello everyone else, welcome. Should the game be aware that you fully traded and leveled Tanya, so it should remove the upgrade offer? It's kind of weird, it doesn't do that. The game does not check to see if you've actually upgraded or not, which kind of seems like it should, but it doesn't. But yeah, I have the same thing. I have mine literally maxed, yet it's still showing me the offer, which doesn't make any sense at all. Also, that's one of the reasons we're currently carrying Apothecary. As you can see, we are bled some, and the biggest annoying thing about bleed is, yeah, Titan can be bled. It can't be poisoned, but it can be bled. And that does hit barrier off immediately. So we kind of need to get our cleanse, because that's the only way we're realistically going to have barrier. And it's going to be really annoying not having barrier a lot of this time, because he's just going to hit absurd amount of damage on us. And that's not going to be good, because we have no way to protect ourselves with barrier if he keeps removing it with bleed. Yeah, it is one of the stronger factions just because it's annoying like that. But really, just running any Apothecary team should be enough of a counter. That's not that big a deal. Or really any cleanse spam team. Doesn't need to necessarily be Apothecary, of course. She does tend to synergize into a lot of stuff, though. Just because of how many good browns there are these days. And she's one of the best brown creators in the game. Let's see, what should we move here? I'll take the green over. I feel like today was another one of those days where the notification for the stream didn't go out. I hate when YouTube does that. Not much I can do about that, though. Okay, what do we need? Or it's not that it doesn't go out, it just has like an excessive delay for whatever reason. That's just YouTube being YouTube, though. Okay, we'll go get rid of all the purples. Oh, actually, you know what? I shouldn't have done purple. We could have used that for Ketris. I mean, for Infernus. But let's see, how do we play this? It's kind of a weird setup of what that we have to hit just because of how the stealthies are positions. We'll get another explosion on there. Infernus should kill the Spirit Box, if it does. It's probably not enough damage, but it does bring it to one-shot range. Good evening, Churros! Hello, Medieval! Welcome, welcome. And down it goes. Okay, next one. Yeah, I'm actually really surprised how lucky we got on the legend earlier. A useless legend, but still got lucky on it. So we do have an excess of gem keys. For the first time ever, we'll be able to go into the next mythic, or at least the first time in a long while. We'll be able to go into the next mythic with probably over 2,000 gem keys, which is going to be nice. Haven't had over 2,000 for a while. If we can actually maintain multiple thousands, that's going to be nice, just so we don't ever have to worry about not getting anything. Or if we get like ultra unlucky, we won't have to ever dip into a different resource like seals or something. I'm still trying to save some of my seals just in case they ever do something different to the drop table. They said they were in the past, but then they never did. And at this point, I feel like they're never going to. Because it's been over a year now since they said they would do something with it, and they still haven't. Been like almost a year and a half now. So I assume it's just never happening at this point. Well, you never know. We didn't think a Tradestone sync would happen for a while, and they said they're adding one this year, supposedly. We'll see if it actually gets added. Because they also said they would do PvP rework last year, and we unfortunately didn't get that yet. So that would be pretty interesting to see how that pans out. You have to be really careful with reworking PvP, though. A lot of people spend a lot of time in PvP, particularly in late game. And it's also the best way of gaining gold in the game, so they have to be really careful how they rebalance that. Or it's going to throw off the whole economy of the game. And of course, a lot of stuff's based on gold. Okay, we'll throw that down on him. And why did that not kill? Well, I guess if we get a lucky Infernus here, we just kill with that. Tetris can't kill all that. Oh, good, we got that explosion. But yeah, we still need Infernus. There we go, full Infernus. And never mind, we can do it with either now. So let's do it with Ketris slightly quicker. Hello, Moomin, welcome. But yeah, I ended up making my decision. I'm not going to go too deep into the delves. I think the current area where I am, I'll either stop there or go one pack further. But I don't think I'm going to go much further than that. It's going to be way more than enough for the event. It'll get us to around, like, what, 250, 300, somewhere around there. That should be perfectly fine. Let's see. Hello, Jose. Hello, Nina. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, how have you guys been doing on luck on the new Mythic? Getting lucky, unlucky? Also, has anyone found any teams for it? I haven't done the excessive experimentation on it yet. But from what I can tell, there's almost nothing. Unless I'm missing something. I've used it in pure Wild Folk, and that seems to be the best I could think of so far. But pretty sure there's something I'm missing out there that's just going to work amazingly for. There's just not that many teams where you can utilize a summon. I feel like that's the main mechanic that he kind of needs to use in order to really get better value to Ketris. That or the stun. But in the case of the stun, it's more so the team that you're up against rather than the team that you're using. Because it has to be a team that specifically would be weak against stun. And whatever the composition would be doesn't necessarily matter, since it would only matter if the enemy's team is weak against it. Yeah, unlucky. I hate when that happens. We've spent thousands upon thousands upon thousands of gems before. I think we spent like 15,000 gems on a Mythic before. Like some kind of absurd amount. I've never not gotten a Mythic on the first day of release, though, on this main account. Mainly because we've had an absurd amount of resources ever since Mythics were added. Because Mythics weren't added until like 2.5 years or so into the game. So by that point, most endgame players had more gems than they knew what to do with. What do we take here? Going through that on that slot right there. Oh yeah, he has that annoying revive. Hey, here's one of those instances where he would be good. I need a stun so he doesn't revive. Hey, I found an instance he would be better. Unfortunately, we can't switch immediately when we're doing a battle like this. In Tower of Doom, we could do that if we really have to. But here, we cannot. Stuck with the same team the whole time. Oh no, I gotta be careful. I forgot, this is Delves after all. If we lose anything, it is gone. So, yeah, they're starting to do a lot of damage. It might be time to start switching to Yasmin already. Oh, it's gonna be annoying to run Pure Faction here. Okay, let's go, and though that's almost the case everywhere. That's not exclusive to this Delves. Well, we got barrier. That's a good sign. Because as long as we keep skull distracting, he has to go for it. I'll do this on the, yeah, I'll do it on you. It's not gonna kill, but the follow-up will double kill. I almost don't even want to do Infernus here because it's not gonna do anything. Once he gets a summon, it'll be a bit better. We'll do our explosion, get everything out the way. Divine Ishbala for the win. Unfortunately, we can't use Divine Ishbala here, but she is really good. Even after her nerf, she's still one of the better legends within the game. There's a lot of endgame teams that end up using pure divines with her, even after they got nerfed. There was like 4 divines nerfed, and the pure divine team still gets used despite it. A lot less often, but it still is viable. Okay, we'll throw that at it, and yeah, dead. There we go. And now we don't need to worry about any of them being close to death. Could you imagine if you actually had to keep the amount of damage you took the entire time? Like, if it kept track of the amount of damage you took, but it doesn't keep track of any durability above it. So if you had full durability, you would still keep full durability. And if you got higher durability, you would just go back to default. But if you got lowered, you would stay lowered. That'd be an interesting mechanic, though that would probably make Delves way too hard. And it would also force you to have to use a summoner, most likely. Because even the most defensive teams would eventually lose a troop. And then you would need a summon or something to replace it. I could do a weird move, and I'm actually going to hit him directly, just because I don't want him draining us. Or death marking us. Actually, never mind, he can't death mark. We switched to Titan, so he can't death mark us anymore. But he would still be able to drain us. Good evening, Daryl! Welcome. You don't have this last troop? Let's see, what could you replace it with? This faction is red-blue. Oh, you would need another good brown. What color are we missing at that point? A brown... Wait, what is the other color we're missing? Oh, we're not missing any color. Okay. So it would just have to be a brown anything. So brown red or brown blue. So options for that would be Core Vash for stun and mana drain and true damage. More so stun and mana drain. Let's see, red blues. And I'm pretty sure your best bet would just be Core Vash there, if you don't have a Ketris. It'd be a bit slower, but it'd probably be safer, actually. Because you'd have Mana Drain and you have Stun. Core Vash is still one of the best stunners in the game. Actually, probably is still the best. I don't think there's really anything that outdoes it. There's some things that do it to the entire team simultaneously, but he's still overall best value, since he gets stubble off his ability, and he can zero-turn infinite stuns off of his extra turn spam. Which if you're using an Apothecary, while you won't get infinite spam, you'll be able to at least get like 2 extra turns or so in a row. Definitely at least 1. As I say that, we don't even have 1 on the board. Fail. These blocks definitely don't help, that's for sure. You kind of need an explosion just to get rid of them, so we have a better chance of aligning Apothecary. That, or we just have to waste our ability. I think I'm just going to have to waste it to clear the board. There we go, now we can use her the correct way. We'll do that on purple. Get the board cleared. 1 mana short. Next little extra turn follow-up. Let's see, I guess we'll throw Ketris first. I keep forgetting this thing even has stealthy. We actually have to be careful not to stun them in this particular instance. That's because if we do stun them, we'd have to target whatever gets stunned, since the rest of the team has stealthy. I even saw that there. It was like, no, I won't take it. Sometimes it's actually strategic to not take extra turns, though, if the enemy doesn't really use it or need it to actually win. Mainly because the AI will take extra turns way quicker than a human player ever could. So even though they're getting the mana and everything, it's actually quicker as far as overall time. What do we need? Apothecary. Get rid of blue. Kind of color you need, but we get a bunch of value out of it, so it's worth it. Get the browns out the way. Skull with sleeve there so he gets distracted, hopefully. Distractions do bleeds, but he can't bleed us if we have barriers, so that's nice. Right there, we didn't get bled again, even though he has it on Skull. That time we did, because... Wait. Oh, that's funny. I was wondering how he double bled us real quick. But, yeah, apparently he could trigger both his traits at once, which makes sense. Because most things in this game do stack. But, yeah, he did a double bleed by hitting us with a skull. And then 1 in 4 chancing, the hitting us with a skull did that bleed. And then he had a 1 in 4 chance when he took that red that it would hit the same troop. And he managed to get it, so that's kind of funny. And now we're double bled on the one that we need to not have bleed, because we keep losing barrier every single time. The easy to work around is just to apothecary. If we could find an extra turn, that is. I guess we'll still do it even if there's not. Yeah, I guess we'll just do it on green then. Do it right there. That's like another skull, but we have barrier, so there's bleed. How does he live with 3 HP? That's not good. Well, he dies to burn. So I guess we'll throw Tetris at the other thing, since he's already dead. Oh, never mind. Now he's literally already dead. We don't even need to wait on the burn. Explosion kills it. Okay, what am I doing? I could just won with Tetris already. Or not. Okay, one more hit will do it. Hello, Blade Song! Ishbala plus, Reyna? What's Reyna? Or do you mean Queen Aurora? But yes, you can use Divine Ishbala with Queen Aurora. I don't think there's much that combos into that, though, unless you're building a, actually, I don't know what you would build that would actually work that. I guess maybe like a partial Beast Divine team. There are several overlaps in that. But they don't normally have too much of a synergy, I wouldn't think. Just because, I don't know, I guess you could. Because you could use Divine Ishbala to, get red as well. But the biggest thing with the Queen Aurora is you generally don't run skulls with her. You can, but her ability is all about taking manas, so you get a lot less value out of it. Normally, if you're running, while you wouldn't be able to get the half mana start, or the 40% start, I should say. Normally, if you're running skull-related teams instead of mana-related teams, you throw a Possessed King instead of a Queen Aurora in those particular instances. But anyways, time to go do Pure Faction. So this is going to be annoying, to say the least. Before we do, let's go open a bunch of these. Maybe we'll be able to get some of these upgraded, because we are about to use them, so it would help if we had them at a higher rarity. Let's open all these real quick. Getting genie lamps. But anyways, I still haven't got a Sacred Treasure today either, after opening like 5,000 shards. But I need to go upgrade any of these if they're upgradable. And then it's time to use Pure Faction. Okay, where is it? Oh, I'm going way far down. It's Fang. And yes, currently none of them are upgradable. But we do have the Legend maxed, and we have the Epic maxed. So, yeah, let's go build something out of this. I'm not going to use one of each, though I do have to say, this faction does have one of the best one of each teams that there is currently within the game. The only thing that's slightly better... Oh, whoops! Never mind, we can't do Pure Faction yet. Oh no, whoops. I did this deliberately, but kind of forgot about it. Okay, let's just go clear through this real quick with a Gargoyle team. Let's just do the double Gargoyle, I guess. That seemed to work decently earlier. Possessed King. And Mountain Crusher. I forgot about that. I did this deliberately so that I could farm a really easy delve, but I kind of forgot about that. So let's just farm through this real quick, and then we'll go and do Pure Faction. Even though this faction is currently at level 20, it'll jump all the way up to where the other one is. So even though this one will be a 20, the following one will be a 150. What do I need here? Yeah, I locked it in at, wait, what do I need? A +2 brown, +1 red? Yeah, that's fine. But I locked it in at this just so we'd get a really easy to complete delve later on, which is now. But I kind of forgot about that, but oh well. It's not going to take that long. Like 5 minutes, not even, to clear through this. Okay, maybe a little bit longer. It is a lot of battles. But, not going to take that long. They have like 0 stats each. So if we keep missing like that, it's going to take a while. Okay, we'll triple kill that. He has such low stats that Explosion almost kills him. Wait, was there a skull right there and I didn't take it? Fail. Oh well. Oh yeah, 150 is definitely going to be doable. 200 is questionable. Anything beyond 200, I'm not even going to bother trying. But I am going to try 200 tomorrow for sure and see how that goes. Yeah, the team I'm planning on using is similar to that. It's going to be Dargon, Dargon, Asp, Shaman Asp is most likely going to be the team I use. I'm going to try lead spamming and see if that works. I don't know, maybe I should go with double tank. We'll test it initially without double tank and then switch to double tank if it doesn't work out. Because I guess they would have enough damage to probably kill our first lot if I'm not careful. So what am I doing? I forgot. We can just one-shot with Possessed King if we need to. Actually, I should probably just be running Dawnbringer at this point with a bunch of mana drain or a bunch of mana gain into it. I can't change my team now, though, unfortunately. But I forgot. Level 20 delves, you can just run... you don't even need the gargoyles. You can just run a AoE weapon and it just clears the whole thing in one shot. Because with gargoyles, we need at least 2 casts. Unless we get really lucky with a cascade to hit a skull. So what is with this bad board? Okay, we'll take the yellow down. Try getting that around. Take skull for now, so we can one-shot gargoyle once we finally get his mana. If he could ever get his mana. This was also the concern I had earlier with using Mountain Crusher in first slot. This tends to happen sometimes, where Mountain Crusher is basically just blocking your browns the entire time, if you haven't gotten the team started yet. It's very hard to not lose first. Okay, well, maybe we'll go with 2 then, just to play it safe initially. Because we don't really need the higher damage. It will just speed it up. It's not actually going to really help us win more. Whereas having a double tank would help us win. Actually, in a way, we could almost just go like 3 of him if we really wanted to. And just keep spamming not only bleed, but also his attack spam. So that we just get ridiculously high skull mitigation troops that have really good resistance against them. Because we're going to have to deal with skull spam on the final battle. I believe even the first battle has it. Which is very annoying. Because he does it based on how many bleeds. And there's no way for us to have cleanse at all. It's not possible. Not a single one of the 4 troops have cleanse. So we can't use it. So if we get bled, we stay bled until it gets naturally cleansed. Which is almost not going to happen since everything on the team bleeds. Hello, Steve. Welcome. But yeah, I do have to say, as I just mentioned earlier, I didn't really pay much attention to it earlier, but Pure Faction, like 1 of each for this delve, might actually be the best Pure Faction in the game. Because it has 2 insanely good troops, and the other 2 troops synergize decently with them. I hope they keep making every faction like that. It was something that they kind of advertised factions would be like when they initially mentioned them. And the initial ones kind of were like that, or at least All Seeing Eye anyways. But a lot of factions in between didn't really have good synergy between the 4 troops. But this one's kind of returning back to actually having good synergy. And I really wish more were like this, because it basically gives new players a kind of like a starter team to use. Because the shards that you get are relatively easy to get. And you could, in a week, get like a Pure Faction's entire team. So it doesn't really take that long at all. So it's nice that if they can keep adding more like this, that are actually viable to just use as a solid team. Okay, need 3 more. Oh, why did I do that? I should have actually taken this one. And then we'll go do the other treasure room, and then we'll do the final room. And then we can finally do Pure Faction, and see how badly we'll lose against that. I don't think I'm going to try doing every room. That's just going to be a nightmare. Oh no, I'm using Frost Mage. We're going to lose Hero. How much do you want to make it bet? Let's see, what do we even take here? We'll take blue. There's like a 90% chance we're losing Hero here. Not actually, but it's probably going to happen. Okay, I'll take the skull just so he doesn't re-death mark us, just in case. Take that red. Okay, we survived. That'd be really sad if we lost to things that have like 20 stats. Or lost a troop, I should say. We're obviously not going to lose. We could have literally 1 gargoyle after just Possessed King and we'd still win. Any 1 troop on this team could take out this entire delve. Yeah, I should have just ran an AoE weapon. I don't know why I didn't. I'll kill that out. And then the final room. Keep forgetting how ridiculously easy level 20 spam is. Unfortunately, this is the only one we get to do. As soon as we finish this level 20, it's going to boost all the way up to 150, which is where we need to go do Pure Faction. Does the Faction event level increase the regular Delve levels? Yes. You like to farm this Delve at a low level for a while, then you're going to want to keep it at a low level, because whatever you do during the event will raise it. The only reason mine currently is set at level 20 was because I deliberately used one of my sigils right before we started doing the faction event, so that we would have a really easy delve to complete later. That would go really quickly like now. But yeah, as soon as we finish this, it's going to boost all the way up to how far we've progressed in the actual event, which is currently to 150. Yeah, the second we finish this, it's going to raise upwards. We're going to get no renown or anything from this, just a good amount of loot really quickly. But yeah, as soon as you can see, it's currently at level 20. But when we come back, it's going to show 130, 140, and 150 as our options. And there you go, 130, 140, 150. Yeah, it raises every single time you, yeah, whenever you go, whatever your furthest is in any game mode, it raises it to that point. And any that you do during the event does raise your faction, as you can see. So we're currently at 140, and these are our 3 options, even though we just did a 20. But there we go, now we can go do Pure Faction. So what do we even have as battles here? How annoying do we have to go? That's manageable, but he does have immune to poison on everything. Oh no, we got Giant Toadstool. I'm actually not even 100% certain if he gets to transform, if that still counts as Pure Faction. I've actually never tested if a transform does or does not still count. I think it still does. I think it only checks at the start of the delve, if I'm not mistaken, for Pure Faction. This is that annoying double back hit troop. Wow, we have some really annoying rooms here. Good thing we have 2 battles instead of just 1. But yeah, let's go give it a shot. I can't really repick it, so yeah, let's just go run it with this. Or not this, with Pure Faction, I mean. So we have a couple different choices here. I guess we'll go with the double tank just to play it a little bit safer. Where'd it go? I'm looking for Fang. Okay, so yeah, we have a maxed anyway, so might as well. We'll go with that, an Asp, and a Shaman right there in between. Actually, did we put the Shaman behind the Asp? Mainly because of that one battle, where it's going to have those back-hitting troops. Because that'd be a little bit annoying if our only damage source for Chief Dargons. I guess that wouldn't be the end of the world, but be a little bit of a weird battle. Okay, what color do we not use? We don't use brown. Is the new banner even minus brown? I haven't actually bothered using the new banner for anything yet. I know it's +2 blue, +1 red. I mean, +2 red, +1 blue. And yes, it is indeed minus brown. Is that actually useful, though? The +2 red is. The +1 blue, however, not really. Shaman is not 11 mana cost, so that +1 blue does nothing really for it. If he was 11, that would be, like, game-changing, that one, that +1. But with him at 12 mana, that +1 means basically nothing. But I guess it's better than nothing. I don't think there's any other minus brown that does a +2 blue. So, yeah, this is going to have to be our banner. Oh, wait, yes, there is. No, there isn't. Yes, there is. Oh, perfect. There we go. We got a better banner. It's better just to run Dragon Banner, actually, with this team, because we do not need the +1 blue due to Shaman having 12 mana instead of 11. So, yeah, this will give us our Chief's mana just a little bit quicker. And there we go. And hero class doesn't matter because we can't use hero. And, yeah, let's give it a shot, see what happens. So we'll go with this. Yeah, those toads, they only have a 20% chance, but when it hits, it's really annoying. But you're gonna get full mana before I bother to cast yet. Oh wait, actually never mind. I won't be able to attack buff that way, will I? Never mind. Oh yeah, these things are gonna die so easily. Nothing has immune to anything. This is basically just gonna be a bleed wars, where all we're doing is bleeding each other like crazy. Until whoever gets like the biggest stacks first. I kind of do want a second Asp. Because I feel like it would speed it up enough that we wouldn't have to deal with his damage as much. Okay, I'm going to take that red just because we have a +2 on the banner. We'll explode this. It's going to be 1 mana short. Oh no, but we do that, it gets full mana, so we'll do that instead. I think these things are going to have ridiculously high attack if first slot ever dies. Did we take yellow? No, it's not really worth it. I don't think I have a good drop here either. So we'll just take it off the top and just try for a skull. Didn't get it. It got a blue, oddly enough. So we can aim at any color we want to get a bunch of red. So even though we only have 6 red on the board, we can hit on yellow to get 14 red. Do we want that? I believe the answer is yes, so we'll go for it. Plus we get 1 bleed out of it on him, nothing else. So yet another bleed to go with all the other bleeds. I guess we'll take some reds here just to get some more bleed. And again, we could also just run 3 of him. And just completely ignore the asp. Then we wouldn't have a easy way of putting it back on them. Like when we specifically want to refresh it. Like right now, if we want to refresh those. Like for example, this currently has a 4 stack. Well, this only has a 1. We're going to want to do it on right there just so we could refresh that 4 and boost both of those to 3. And it also refreshes all 3 of those timers. If he loses that timer, it's not as important because it's only at 1. But we definitely want to keep those up. Yeah, it's actually a really interesting strategy then for this delve. Oh, also we could just take a skull here instead and try for the kill. The problem is he has a chance to cleanse all of those, but I think we'll take that risk. Okay, good, he cleansed none of them, and now we can refresh it with this. And there we go, now it's back to a 10% chance per turn instead of like the 30% it was at, that it would cleanse. So we'll do this explosion here, try for the blues. Actually got some. Oh, into an extra turn too, very nice. Grab the skull. Grab another skull. And actually, you know what? Pure Faction doesn't seem too bad. I actually really like this team composition. It's a fun concept of a team. They did really good with this faction. Too bad every faction doesn't come with a new mechanic. Well, then again, they might soon. We still have Blessed and we still have Cursed. Though those won't be as impactful as Bleed will. Bleed will definitely be the best one of those 3. Anyways, let's keep going. We actually don't get poisoned for this one, but they can still be bled, so it still works. How does what work? Bleed? It does 1 true damage per turn at 1 stack. It does 3 true damage per turn at 2 stack. It does 6 true damage per turn at 3 stack, and it does 10 true damage per turn at 4 stack. It's all true damage, which means it does HP damage per turn at the start of every single time it returns. And it has the same standard chance of being cleansed automatically as most effects do. So 10% on first turn, then 20, then 30, then 40, and so forth. But if you reapply the bleed, it resets the timer back to 10%. So you have to re-bleed them like every few turns just to reduce the chance that they would cleanse naturally. I kind of want to get him to full mana. We could do so with a blue surge and then just run it on something else. Oh, we didn't get surge though. I also don't even have a drop for it either. Oh, wait, actually, yes, I do. I could drop it that way. Okay. What's the most populated color? Can we target on red? I actually haven't bothered testing it yet. No, we can't! Oh, no! It's like Anu Scepter, where you can't aim at the exact same color that you're trying to do. Okay, well, now we know. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! He has remove red. I've never seen such a powerful remove red. I needed those reds. Our entire team is red dependent. And the only thing that doesn't use red on the team creates reds. Okay, we'll hit him with a skull. Actually, no, we won't. We'll take blue first. I need those reds back on the board. I almost just feel like getting him the full mana. I'll waste a turn here. Oh, he cleansed. I was hoping he wouldn't. We'll wait a turn. Oh, no! Stealthy! I wanted to target there. Oh, well. We'll hit there, then. Hit that through a 3 stack. Is it worth even casting here? No, it's not. I might as well just clear the board and try for an extra turn off the top. And we did not get it. Oh, yes, we did. Never mind. Let's grab the skull there. And now we just keep bleeding those 3. We'll just take a skull into some green that we don't need. Now it's probably good to go for red. How many do we have? 12 on purple. That should be fine. That still misses, but we get a lot of mana out of it. Okay, now they should stay bled for the rest of the battle. You just have to keep refreshing it with Asp. And what's the most populated? Looks like blue. Luckily there's that screen. Could you imagine if we actually had to count every single gem on the board? In the past we had to do that. You don't have to anymore because it just shows you. We still have to calculate out boost ratios though. They're probably going to fix that in the future. Luckily we don't have to count gems anymore. Yeah, this thing's actually a lot of fun to use. This is actually the first time I've been bothering to use Pure Faction since we haven't really needed to yet. But, yeah, they're actually really, really cool together. Definitely, hands down, best Pure Faction. as far as ones that are actually fun to use. What do we take here? Skull or not the Skull? I guess we take Skull. I don't really need the second one to have full mana. He's mostly just a backup if the first one dies for the most part. That's pretty much his entire role. I want to take green here, but I want an extra turn green, but that's not possible. So I'm actually just going to use this and try to randomly get extra turn off the top. And apparently we did, off of 4 times that this came there. Very nice. Let's grab that. He still doesn't have full mana, but we can do that in a single explosion. I just realized his ability actually doesn't have any bleed on it. Everything in this faction gets some bleed on its ability except for him. But of course he has plenty on his traits, so I guess it kind of evens out that way. Do we throw Asp here? I believe we do, mainly just to refresh the timers. I'm actually not going to put it on first slot though, because he's going to die in 1 skull. I'm going to do it to refresh those. We have not been getting good road drops. One thing that you can do with road drops is, since there's a 3 gap, if there's like a 2 right here, like for example, pretend those 2 browns were purple and that those purples were something else. If those 2 browns were purple, we could do that right there, and then we could connect with an explosion right there. Those purples with those 2 purples. But unfortunately, that's not what's there. But that would be like a 4 times purple there. That would be automatically into an extra turn. But I haven't really been getting any board setups like that, unfortunately. That or I've been missing them if they have been occurring. Oh, what am I doing? I should have used his ability. I didn't realize we had full mana already. We'll go do that on yellow. Hopefully land something. He lands technically something. I mean, a little bit better than that, but oh well. Should have specified. But we'll give him some. Oh, wait. No. I almost just gave him purple. I almost just gave him purple. That is the last color we want to give him. That's actually the biggest threat right now. So much so, instead of refreshing the bleed, I almost just want to hit it. Oh, no, duh. We can just take a skull. There we go. And now he's dead. Perfect. Okay. So we'll take a skull there. He's still on a 4 stack of bleed. We'll go refresh it. And at this point, we can just let him bleed out. We don't even need to do anything else. Actually, so much so, I'm literally just going to do that for fun. Just to see it die to bleed. Oh, wait, can it kill us in 1 hit? Never mind, I have to kill it. If it randomly hits that again, it actually dies. Gotta be careful. Okay, we'll actually play it out and win then. There we go, he'll die next turn to bleed and poison. Okay, 2 more rooms. Though these start getting even more annoying. This thing has immune to bleed and poison, and these 2 will start hitting our refresher, and that'll be a little bit annoying to not have for the final battle. Well, let's see what happens. But yeah, with how it's going so far, I think we could get away with Pure Faction at 200. That'd be sometime tomorrow when we do that, because there's no way we're getting that done tonight. But yeah, I think we could get away with it. I think that's the furthest I would try though, because it would start getting way too difficult beyond then, unless we're trying for 500. Yeah, nothing's good, so we'll just explode that right there. Get rid of all that. Convert into reds. We have green or brown, both will do the same. Doesn't actually matter which one we hit. I'm actually just going to go for skull here, just so we get rid of the thing that has impervious. Grab our reds. Also grab green. Forgot we had full mana though. We'll go for another attack buff, because why not? Let me actually do it in a way that doesn't remove as much reds. Oh no! The Doom Skull still ended up removing 2 reds. Fail. Whoops. It's not that big a deal though. Just 2 less reds on a board that has 9. And then we can do this on blue. Should be able to still land our extra turn. Before I do though, let me throw that down just to get our bleeds going again. Wow, he just created a lot of browns. I'm not even going to take that brown right there because we don't actually need it for anything. So we might as well just put more reds into the board. How did that miss? Oh, I just realized something interesting too. These are all Nagas, and it actually follows the same theme of actual Nagas. Nagas do not use brown, and nor do these. So, hey, they actually kept thematically to something for once. No, they normally do. They're not always, like, perfectly consistent with it, but they normally keep some amount of consistency with various types. But yeah, these Nagas actually don't use brown, just like the actual Nagas from Mist the Scales. Even noticed that till just now. Okay. Well, I knew they didn't use brown, but I didn't make that connection until just now. What do we take here? Grab it at the top. brown to green. Is that useful for anything? Not really. Do this on green though, so we get a bunch of reds. Take another red, so we can refresh those bleeds, which are currently at 4 stack. Keep doing it right in the middle, so they all get bled. Keep getting this thing to a higher attack, so we can eventually kill it. I'm going to deliberately do this somewhere where there's a bunch of blue and green, so we get full mana for that. Randomly get a skull, nice. Let's see, what's most populated? Bunch of things at 11, we'll just do it on purple then. 1 mana short, of course. Hopefully neither of them cleanse in that time. Then again, it won't matter if we get double skull, and there we go. Okay, final battle, let's see how this goes. I'm not even sure what the stat difference is here. There's a possibility we might actually have higher stats than him. Just because of how much we've leveled. No. He does technically have higher stats than us, but we are players, so we know how to actually play, and like the AI. So hopefully that'll be advantage enough that we win. Also, we have a technically better composition. He can still troll us with skull spam, though. I should probably actually focus on his skull spam. If we're gonna die to anything, it's probably his skull spam. I don't want to place a bleed too early, though. Because I want to make sure my bleeds chain together into a bunch of other bleeds. If we do one too early, that's not going to work, so we'll do that. We're going to do this onto purple, and hopefully not miss. Good. And now we're pretty much good to go. So we'll take those reds, get the full mana on everything, never cast him. Skull, do we take it? I guess so. Wow, he has a lot of bleeds already. Take a skull there. What do we need to take here? Take a hit right there. We'll throw this down. I'm actually going to take it for a random brown, just to remove more of the board. Didn't cascade anything out of it. So it looks like he just leaves with skulls. That's nice. I can cascade that. It's not an extra turn. He got rid of my skull option. Oh, wait, we just grab that first. We'll grab that. That does absolutely nothing. I'm somewhat tempted just to go for that to see what happens. We do technically need the blue. Oh, we get a skull out of it. Nice. Okay, that works. We just cleansed away the poison, so that's good. What do we still need? Do we take that green? I guess if it surges, it'll be good. Unfortunately, it doesn't, but we cascade into a blue, which still gives us full mana. There goes him with skull spam. Ouch. Yeah, we'll do this on brown because there's so many on the board. Should be able to... How's there even so many browns on the board? Both these teams are anti-brown. That's weird. Anyways, this doesn't create browns, right? No. None of them create browns in any way. How's there so much brown? I guess it's a really unlucky board. So we'll go and take a red to get another bleed, as well as rebleeding the first troop. Did this guy cleanse all of his bleeds? What is he doing? Yeah, he had to have, because we cast it there, so we had to have cleansed. That's unfortunate. And I don't have any way to really easily re-bleed that one. Looks like we're losing first troop. Luckily, we don't have to do pure faction. We just have to do... I mean, we don't have to do deathless. We just have to do pure faction. So literally, if all we have left is the Asp and we win, it still counts exactly the same. Do I go for another attack buff first? I'm tempted to, just because how close it is to death. It's not going to give us a re-bleed, which might make us lose some of those bleeds, but I think it's going to be worth it still. Oh, why did I do that? I could have... Okay, good, we didn't get skull there. That would have been a fail if I did that, and we would have. Because I could have gotten one and then didn't. I should probably refresh it, but I need that skull so bad that I'm not. Okay, good. So, we're going to cast right there to refresh those 3 bleeds, because he's already dead next turn to 10 damage. Unless we get excessively trolled with him cleansing it. Okay, good. He didn't cleanse, so we're good to go at this point. We'll take a blue or green, or not. I guess we'll take a yellow.
Mana surge.
He barely has any bleed on us at all.
Mana surge.
That's a good sign.
Mana surge.
We'll do this on green. No, purple, I mean. Do it on purple. Got 4 stack of bleed on everything. Skull, do we take it? Is that enough to kill? He doesn't have any skull mitigation, right? Yes, he does. He has 30% reduction, which does mean he gets to live. Though, he's about to hit something that has 1 HP. So it doesn't really matter if he skull spams into 1 HP. It's not going to do anything, as you can see. Let's see. I guess we'll do that right in the middle. Still got the 4 stacks. Pick skull. Yeah, I guess we technically do need the second tank there. Because that is going to die pretty often, especially if we go to 200. Not even sure if we're gonna try 200. I don't know. We might give it a shot. We'll definitely need to upgrade to 200. Literally, we're gonna need to upgrade our Horde to 200 before we go do faction 200, just to make sure it's a little bit safer. Okay, what else I need to move? I guess I'll take a... At this point, we could actually just kill him with bleed. I'm just gonna take a red, actually. We're gonna have a slow death of bleeding him out. I'm not gonna bother hitting him with skulls, even though we could win that way. We just keep taking red so that we re-bleed him. And he's just gonna naturally die to bleed. And poison, but mostly bleed. And here we'll take literally nothing. Here, have a blue. And there we go. But yeah, that's Pure Faction. Really interesting team. I wouldn't bother going much further than 150 though. But I probably will try 200 just for fun. Otherwise, we won't really have much of a need to use that team again, unless we're just messing around in PvP for fun. But yeah, definitely a fun team to use, that's for sure. But there we go, 150 Pure Faction done. Next goal will be 200, then eventually 500. That's way down the line though. I'm not planning that anytime soon. Maybe I'll try one just for fun once we reach 500, but it's almost guaranteed not going to work. Just because they're going to have like 3 times our stats, even at level 200, or something. Definitely like a little more than double, which is going to be hard given that they have the same kill options as we do. I might actually have to bring out Skull Spam for that, and just have to get really, really lucky with Skull Spam before they do, in order to do that. We might just have to completely ditch the bleed mechanic, and just go all in like 2 or 3 of the tanks, followed by the Skull Spam troop, just to make sure it works. But I don't know. We'll have to determine that once we get there. It'd probably be actually 2 of the tank, the mana generator, and then the Skull Spam troop if we're trying to run level 500. But for the lower ones, we do want to have the Asp because we could use the bleed mechanic better at the lower delves. But anyways, that's where we currently stand with all that. Let's go open a bunch of shards right there. Let's also give out a redeem code. Haven't done that yet this stream. Also, hopefully we'll have those upgraded by tomorrow for when we do 200 Pure Faction. We're getting close. We're almost there. Go to Fang real quick. We are currently sitting at what? We need 24 or 5 more copies. Depends how many copies we want to have spare. And for this, we only need 7 more copies because we're never going to need more than 1 of this guy. There's not a single instance that would ever need more than 1 of them. But yeah, they're getting there. And actually, we get Kingdom Stars from that too. It is possible to 13-star Kedar. And in order to do that, we do need both of those upgraded to level 20, which we'll have probably tomorrow. But anyways, let's go hand out a code and then probably run 1 more faction. Actually, I guess I could technically run the other faction that we have just sitting right there if we really wanted to, the 150, and run it as an actual faction with every room instead of with the Pure Faction. What's my recommended method for getting Horde to level 200? Use highest rarity treasures you have, or spam a bunch of purses and rings. Never, ever, 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 ever spam purses and rings at it. It is going to waste so many resources. Purses, the furthest you can really throw that realistically is up to about level 30 or 50. Anything beyond that's an excessive waste of gold. For gold rings, I would say the furthest you could ever really throw up to is about 125, though I would stop at about 100 or so. Chalices, you should stop at about 150 or so, maybe even a little bit earlier than that. And then crowns and everything else, you can start throwing at anything above that. But it still costs an absurd amount of treasures. Basically, the way that we got from 100 to 190 was exclusively only using a few chalices and just the epics, the legends, and the mythic treasure. And from getting from 0 to 100, I ended up doing a small amount of coin purses, then just rings, and then a few chalices. Anyways, let's go and what was I about to go do? Oh yeah, redeem code. Before I forget. Almost forgot. Let's see. I almost need like an on-screen reminder for myself. Copy, copy. Paste that over there. Let's see. Put that there. Boom, boom. Fresh. Paste. Copy the whole thing. Copy, copy. And there it goes. Go. Use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Your invite code is found underneath your settings menu, whatever your game says there. Your the redeem code is right over there. The random numbers and letters. Just copy paste that or type it out. and simply click on that link or go to gemsofwar.com and use the game code section. And it gives the same reward as always, 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, and 2,500 gold. Works on every platform except for PS4 and Xbox One. Anyways, let's go and go do one more delve. I guess we'll do our daily delve since that one is timed for today, and might as well just get that out of the way now. This isn't going to make the event itself move forward, but I still want to do it for the loot. So, yeah, let's go do that. Not with Pure Faction, though. Going to be doing it with a normal team, because we're probably going to do Pure Faction 200, so it doesn't make sense to do 160 if we're just going to do 200 anyways. So let's just use a real team here. And I'm probably just going to use the same one I was using for the other battles. Might be changing it up for tomorrow, though. Actually, you know what? Let's change it up now. Just to test it, so we know for tomorrow. What did I need again? I need, Pride. We get Yasmin's Pride. We get a Ketris, obviously, if we're going to be using Pride. Let's see. Probably an Apothecary. Just because how much brown that has. We also need it for Cleanse, so we don't have to deal with barrier spam. And what are we currently missing? We're missing yellow or we're missing purple? Is there a blue, yellow, purple, or a red, yellow, purple that is not horrible? I know Amnesia is blue, yellow, purple. Let me see. I need to go check that in normal search, because I don't think it's going to come up properly if I do it here, because it's going to keep trying to do the other color too. But what's our options? We have Amnesia or Scotty, in which case Amnesia would be the better one. And we have... Oh, duh. Hello, Infernus. Yeah, that's a thing. We also have a really good cleanse option, too, if we really desperately needed it, so we could keep our barrier. That might be a little overkill, though. But, duh, we could use Infernus. Oh, that's the same team we were using, then. It's just with, Yasmin instead. Figures. But that is what happens when we have limited options. Well, I guess that's our team then. Actually, we probably put the actually, yeah. Well, but actually, no. I don't want to deal with the worms that hit the last slot. Oh, but I need Apothecary to be in front of my Ketris. No, I don't. Because it's blocked by Yasmin's anyways. So as long as we give it a +1 blue, it doesn't matter. And to do that, we'll just give it a -1 purple. And we'll do it like that. So there we go. +2 brown, +1 blue, -1 purple. Hurts Infernus a little bit. To a degree, I kind of need to get rid of Infernus. We might replace it with Amnesia. If nothing else, it's a backup summon. And his team currently does not have a backup summon. Though with Yasmin's Pride, we kind of just assume we're not going to die. I guess I could also put Death, but then we don't use yellow. I don't know, we'll see. We'll use this for now, see what happens. And to see if it goes any better. Oops, I'm currently using Frost Mage. Forgot to switch back to Titan. That might be a problem, but it also might not be, because we're going to have so much, durability off of using this weapon that it shouldn't pose much of a threat. But you never know. Okay, I'm actually going to take blues here because I do need it very badly to go and get Apothecary rolling, because we can't do so off of greens. It's blocked by way too much. Okay, I can't take any blues here. Purple's a lot less value as well, so let's take a red for now. Grab the blue we need. Wait, is blue not on +1? I'm pretty sure I switched it to the right banner. There we go, we get off the explosion. We'll do it on purple here. No, we have it on green. So we'll go for our green extra turn. It does give us Infernus. I don't know if I want to do that yet. I think I want to go for 3 of these first. Then again, 2 might be fine. So we'll do that, Throw Ketris on that one, then we throw Infernus, and that basically wipes team. Do I take a Skull? Yeah, might as well. Brings it to kill range. So we'll do that. We can actually kill it right now before he Skull spams, just in case it randomly kills hero. Do that right there. And he gets a gigantic amount of damage due to all the boost ratio off the HP we keep getting. And there we go. Hello, Bakchan! Welcome. Souls team, Dragon Soul, Double Fairish Raw, and Umberwolf. Would it be better if you use Dark Troll instead of Umberwolf? No. Umberwolf is used for the Darkstorm specifically, so that you can loop into a triple cast Dragon Soul. It greatly increases the chance that you'll extra turn off a Dragon Soul. Plus the mana that it gives feeds into everything. But normally the whole premise is triple Dragon Soul cast assisted by Wolf's Purple Storm. Or any Purple Storm that starts at first turn. You can use Hero for it too. But Wolf's a bit more consistent. But you get more value if you use Hero, if you can still keep it up at the same speed. Problem is you occasionally get battles that slow down some. It's going to hurt your soul rate slightly per hour, but it increases your EXP rate for Hero by a lot, since normally you'd be getting no class EXP, but if you use Hero, you'll be getting, I think about 120 per hour. It depends how quickly your soul team wins. But definitely at least like 100 EXP per hour for your Hero, whereas you would normally be gaining 0 for the class. Oh, whoops, what am I doing? I forgot. We actually can't cast, or it's not that we can't, but we should try not casting, I skipped both those 2 extra turns, but we should try not casting Ketris or Infernus too early, because we should try getting 2 Yasmins down before we start casting. Otherwise, we're going to lose a lot of value out of the boost ratio, because we're going to have nothing to boost ratio off of Yasmin on if we destroy all their armor by using abilities. Hello, Bakchan! Welcome. Oh, I just realized something that's somewhat dumb that I just did. Why didn't I just farm in the other faction? Oh, I know why. Because we actually do get a 2x multiplier here. Whereas we wouldn't be able to do that for the other one. Never mind. Scratch what I just said. It actually makes sense that we did go here instead of the other place. Because we actually get a 1x higher multiplier. Even though they're slightly more difficult. But I forgot, we are technically camping a battle, or a delve still. Even though there's a new delve, we can still go back to camp whenever we have excess battles. Like today, when we can't run it for another pure faction. I'll be saving all 3 of mine for pure faction 200 for tomorrow, though. Probably not going to be worth doing, but it's going to be a lot of fun. What do we take? Oh, I did the same mistake again, didn't I? Forgot to save it. Oh well, we can still get some value out of it. I've been playing so much Trickster Shot that it's not used to playing it this way. Because we were stuck with Trickster Shot this entire week with Tower of Doom. Well, not stuck with it, but it was the option that worked the best. So I'm going to do this even though it's only 49 armor. I guess it's still kind of worth it. Oh wait! Oh! Oh! We got a Toad! Oh no. We're at 160 Delve with the only damage source of Infernus. And we don't even have a proper mana generator for him. That is awful. We have to self-sustain an Infernus to win all of this Delve. Wow, of all the things for him to convert, that is actually the most annoying he could have possibly done. Anything else on this team would have been manageable to win at about the exact same speed. But nope, not if it gets rid of Ketris. That's the problem with using a team that's so centered around one troop. Also, since we're not using Titan, we're actually almost about to die on Hero. That's pretty sad. Oh, the multi-fail. Okay. Yeah, it's mainly just not using Titan, I feel like, is the main thing holding it back. But if he gets another transform, that's like Delve ending right there. Good, he didn't get it. Not one yet, though. And Apothecary is kind of useless to us now. Basically, our entire team, other than Infernus, is useless to us now. We could still Yasmin twice at the start of battle. But, well, we would have if we had him. See, we should have got Amnesia. No. This is mainly just because we're not using Titan. And, of course, we randomly got converted, which happens sometimes. But basically, we have to solo this entire delve with basically Infernus for the rest of this. Actually, no, we don't have to do the entire delve. I think we just go and bail to the final boss room at this point, just because it's looking pretty bleak. It is definitely looking bleak. Also, that awkward moment when Pure Faction runs better than this. Okay, let's see. We'll take the purple. Yeah, if only they would add something that actually has immune to transform, then we could have a counter. I'm actually surprised they didn't add it to Bless. Bless does not have immune to transform on it. I feel like they might end up adding it to it, though, when they actually add Bless realistically to the game. This is going to be interesting if we actually win this or not. I'm pretty sure the answer to that is no. But you never know. Sorry for the extra turn, didn't get it. I can actually technically be using Toad here just to move stuff around if I need. So much so, I think I am going to do that. The most annoying thing on this team right here is Nyx. I'm going to move that up just so he doesn't have a proper tank. So now we can actually take Skulls for the full damage as well. Oh, as I give him free mana, good job. We'll throw in Furnace there. Fortunately, doesn't hit Nyx at all. It dies in 2 hits. That's not looking good.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
He's not even burned. Oh, duh, because it's immune, doesn't it? Want to counter us in any more ways while you're at it?
Mana surge.
Okay, we'll go and... Oh, double skull for the win. There we go. That saved us somewhat. Still probably losing, though. You got this, Infernus. You got this. 13 HP with a poison timer. Actually, technically, we can get rid of poison at any second we want to. But still,
Mana surge.
one shot to anything. So much so that his explosion can almost kill us. Actually, so much so, I almost need to use Apothecary just so his explosion won't kill us. So that the poison won't keep doing damage to us. What do I take here? Let's grab this purple. Looks like the safest bet.
Mana surge.
No! Rip. That was obviously going to happen from a mile away at that point. Well, we got 10 shards. Success! We got something out of it. But that was a fail. Anyways. Can't end it on that. We gotta go do another. We gotta go do another real delve now. So let's go do that. Fight. Fights. And we're stuck at 150 again because it doesn't progress this thing. But, yeah, let's try it again. With the actual correct hero class. And... I don't know, do we just keep using Mountain Crusher? I feel like we should put Yasmin there, but after what just happened, I don't know. I believe our biggest issue is Infernus needs to be something else. Which makes it even more so a only Ketris damage source. But as long as it doesn't get transformed again, I don't really see that being a bad thing. Nothing on this team's a Daemon, though, other than her, is there? But it is a backup summon for those really desperate moments when we absolutely need to. Oh, also, I didn't even realize that until just now. It covers every color in combination with Ketris. Perfect, okay. That kind of works. So, we'll go with that for now. Worst comes to worst, we can go use Devour spam team off of Iron Gut. And other worst comes to worst, we run double Megavore. But anyways, we're using Titan now, so we won't die on hero ever, pretty much. Got Apothecary for the cleanse. What else do we need here? I think that's everything, right? Don't need to change anything else. I guess technically we could change out... excuse me. We could change out first weapon for Yasmin. I guess we'll do that. Why not? I want to give it another run. Yeah, let's go give that a shot. We still have the +1 for Apothecary. We're actually using Titan now, so we won't fail. And, you know what? Actually, no. I'm still going to stick with Mountain Crusher for now. So much so, I'm going to still stick with Mountain and Furnace. I think we just need that higher speed and just have the barrier spam off of it. So we'll actually keep both of them still. For now. Until we get a little bit deeper. Actually, do we need a Furnace? Yes. We need it so we cover purple. Also, there's some burn, I guess. But, I don't know. Do we want Wardbreaker instead? It's going to backfire if we run into Submerge and stuff. I guess we'll just keep it like that. Is there anything else we need to move around? I don't believe so. So, oh yeah, we can actually... I don't know. Do we want Furnace in front of our Ketris? Probably not, because Ketris is more of a kill confirm. Whereas Infernus would just kind of mana generate for us. We also do not want to have Ketris in the last slot. And we have to make sure Apothecary is in front of our Ketris, just so she gets mana a little bit better. So yeah, we'll keep it like that. Just got a major orb. Did you say that you just saved them and haven't used one yet? Yes, I've actually saved every single one, and I'm saving it for Zugoff eventually. Alternatively, you could use it if you desperately need a Doom Troop upgraded or a Guild Troop upgraded in order to go and get a Kingdom fully maxed out. Those would be the only instances where it would be worth it to possibly upgrade one of them so that you can get like a 10-star Kingdom or something. But for the most part, you shouldn't really bother using major blue orbs. They are really valuable and should, for the most part, only be thrown for a Zugoff eventually, if you're going for 100% completion. Because Zugoff takes forever to actually obtain. It's probably going to take us a year and a half total. We're about almost a year in. But yeah, Iron Gut would be our next best bet. That or Megafor. My biggest concern with using Iron Gut is just to devour immune teams, which is why I haven't bothered with it yet. Because then we have to check every single delve if it's immune. And if there is an immune, we have to go switch our entire team into something else. And it's just really inconvenient. Yeah, Iron Gut's definitely a viable option if there's no immune. But obviously it falls apart if there is, especially if it's your only damage source. Wait, what's the treasure room layout? I sometimes don't check and actually don't do the correct order. I need to make sure I check. And a good thing I did, because we actually have to go for the bottom 1.2 first, and then the higher one. I didn't even bother checking. I wonder how we're doing on leaderboard. I have a feeling we haven't reached it, but I haven't bothered checking it yet, so I actually don't even know. I'm pretty sure we haven't, but there's a chance we have. Not sure if too many people would have gone all in yet today. But then again, nor did we. We're only at like, what, 160 after this battle? Pretty sure there's people almost at 500 by now. Okay. What's the next room? Anything annoying? Kind of. It has, that one dwarven gate thing that does a bunch of barrier. Also, this thing can do absurd amount of damage sometimes in later delves. Gotta be really careful damaging it. Actually, that's gonna be really annoying with a bleed mechanic if you accidentally bleed or poison that. Because then it gets 2 times damage the entire rest of the battle. And with the pure faction, that's gonna happen a lot. That's actually gonna be a really annoying team to face on pure faction if it ever appears there. Just because the hard counters bleed and poison. But mostly bleed, since that's a 100% chance to actually do the damage. If you hit that thing with a single skull, he's going to start doing 2 times damage, because the bleed will do at least 1 damage to him. But luckily that troop isn't always there this battle. It's only there occasionally. Probably only like 1 in 10 battles would actually have him specifically. Oh, of course, with that being said, I'm pretty sure we're going to see it like twice when we go run 200 pure faction soon. Tomorrow. I'll let him hit. It's only 74s. It only gets really high later in delves. Like when he starts hitting like double 200. Where we go here? I guess we'll get the blues. Grab all of our explodes. Should probably take the yellows first. But we just kill it with Infernus here. That should be enough. Yeah, 52. That's way more than enough. I guess now we take the 1 point. Oh, no. We're not the 1.4 times yet. We take this one, then the 1.4, then the 1.2 treasure room, the 1.15 treasure room, and then the final boss. So we're getting really unlucky with surges, aren't we? We don't even have Jinx. 4 rooms to boss? They said only 2 rooms, and 3rd is boss? Well, they lied then. No, it's 4 rooms to boss. Or, let's see, room battle 1, 2, 3, yeah, literally 4. You go to battle 1, then to battle 2, then to battle 3, then to battle 4, and then to boss. Like, that's literally the level of them, too. It just goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, then boss. Yeah, it's the, tied at the longest path, though it's technically the longest path out of any, because at least for Warrens, you have the choice of 2 different paths. This one only gives you 1 choice the entire time, and you have to do 4 rooms to get there. So, yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. It's technically the hardest path that you ever have to do to get to the end of a delve. Because you have no repick choice, or you don't have any choice in the path that you can take. And it has the most amount of rooms they have to go through. The first and final battle aren't the absolute hardest, but they're pretty high up there. Absolute hardest still has to go to probably Sea of Sorrows, just because of how ridiculously high that true damage is at later delves, like 500. I think they hit 100 something true damage, even higher than that. Plus everything has true damage, so even if you survive one hit, they're just going to clean you off with the other ability. And they'll kill multiple things at once, which is the other annoying part. Because of how they do splash damage. Actually, so much so, the Legend can even still one-shot you with that too, depending on where they land. Because he has 2 different instances of splash damage. So if they land correctly right next to each other, he'll hit 1.5 times whatever his damage is to that one troop, which will definitely kill it. So if that's like 120 damage, it's going to be like, what, a math, like a 190 or somewhere around there to a single troop. And even at level 200 delve, you can see that's not even going to be close. Even at 300, I don't think that would be enough to survive. It wouldn't be, because you'd only get like 36 more HP. It would still be short. That's going to be super, super annoying. I'm probably saving that for absolute last. I would do Hall of Guardians before I would bother doing Sea of Sorrow. Hall of Guardians is a little bit more bearable, even though it has a gargoyle that can like one-shot you out of nowhere. Or at least 2-shot if you get enough durability. It can be countered. If you can kill the first troop with your own gargoyle, you can then silence his gargoyle. And then once you have the enemy's gargoyle silenced, you basically auto-win. But the problem is killing the first troop because it has a high skull reduction and it has a spell reduction. So it's not easy to target out. But that's basically how you have to do Hall of Guardians Pure Faction. Throw a bunch of gargoyle at first slot until it dies, then you silence Sentinel to silence his gargoyle, and then you'll pretty much just win as long as you don't get trolled by skulls. Did I see next month's Mythic? I did not yet. Let me go double check it. What is it? Let me see. Let's see. Next week's Mythic, or next month's Mythic. Obviously not next week. We literally just had one. Let's see. Troops. Mythic, Mythic, Mythic. Let me just control find it. Be easier to find. Let's see. March 1st. Oh, apparently they're doing it the 1st of every month now. I don't think that's going to be consistent. Let me see. Is the next one after that also the 1st? No. Aw. That'd been funny if that was tradition. But it wouldn't be because it just was always on Fridays. Actually, are we getting anything on April 1st? We are. We're getting an entire event on April 1st. I wonder if they're going to do any joke this year. But anyways, next Mythic. What's the final trait? Adds 50% of armor to skull damage. Oh, I saw that before. It seems okay. I don't know. Will you actually be able to get enough armor to really utilize that? Because even with 100 armor, that's only 50 additional damage. I don't think that's going to be too good. It still seems kind of underwhelming. It's a little bit better than Karnix because at least it has a 50% skull reduction instead of 25. But I don't know. You still have to use it in first slot, and using anything that's armor dependent in first slot tends to be a bad idea for the most part. That would have to be like 100% value for it to really be worth it. I don't know. I guess you could get some pretty quick skull spam in it. The biggest issue is keeping your first slot from ever taking any damage whatsoever. Is going to be the hard part. Oh, sorry. Was it 50% spell reduction? Not 50% skull reduction. My bad. But yeah, for the spell reduction, I guess it could be okay. What was its actual ability? Because then you could probably use it in second slot then. Deal half minus magic times 2 plus 8 true damage. So it deals anywhere from like 20 to like 40 true damage or something like that. It has the same gap like of a Orion or something like that. True damage to 3 random enemies, and then gains magic plus 2 or times 2 plus 8 armor. Wow, that's a lot of things. But that'd be a lot easier to understand when we actually visually see it in game. But yeah, he does magic times 2 plus 8 true damage to 3 random enemies, anywhere from that much to half as much to all 3 of them. So let's say, for example, it could be 25 to 50, where it hits a random value from 25 to 50. Not sure if all three values will be the same or different. I think all three of them will be different, but won't know until it happens. And then it also gains magic times 2 plus 8 armor. So that could be like 40 armor or so, somewhere around there. But yeah, it seems like it could have some potential. Gains a lot of value from having higher magic, since it gains 2 times the value for each magic it gains. It's mainly going to be a true damage troop. I don't think you're ever really going to use it for skulls, but you could use it for its spell reduction. And yeah, it seems like a solid second slot, from what I can tell. It's a green, red, brown. It's also a little bit interesting in that it's a mech that uses green. If I'm not mistaken, there is currently 0 viable mechs that use green. So he's going to be the first mech in the game that's not completely useless that uses green. Possibly even just the first in general. I'm not sure any of them have green yet. So that with Mechanist class will probably be pretty solid with some kind of team. Mechanist class isn't horrible. They did indirectly nerf it ages back, but it's still a really good hero class. Has half mana start, has to all mechs, including itself, of course. And it has that one tree that has barrier at start of battle, which isn't too bad. You can also get spell, and they unfortunately got rid of its triple skull damage to burning, which was the main mechanic that actually made it pretty good of a hero class. I don't know why they got rid of it. Well, actually, I do know why they got rid of it. They wanted every single hero class, or every single class, to have its weapons tree, and for whatever reason, they didn't add like the mech-related tree to Mechanist hero class, which is kind of funny. But in doing so, they got rid of its best tree, which was that one that had triple skull damage to burning. But oh well. Yeah, mech at one point was actually the best hero class in the game. They didn't nerf it for that reason, though. Back when the P4 Bombot team was meta for a little while. Only it was for a few months, but it was super strong when it was. Do you get a new skill with Faction Renown? Yes, it is possible to, as of today, to get 2 higher armor. One is from getting Kedar to 10 star, and the other is from getting 16,000 renown. Though in order to get 16,000 renown, you have to not be camping any delve. You have to have every single delve at basically full completion, and that you have a little over 2,000. With pure faction done at least like 150 or 200 for each. And then aside from having each one at about 150 to 200 or so, you would have to have about 2 to 3 other factions at 2,500, so completely maxed. So yeah, you need 2 to 3 completely maxed out factions, and the rest of your factions nearly maxed, like without pure faction. And that's how far you would have to go. So it's technically possible to get that armor, but I'm pretty sure only a few hundred people have it, maybe a few thousand. But realistically, not that many people have it, because it's rather difficult to actually have that completed. And anyone who's farming a delve, it's impossible to currently have it. You'd have way too low for it now. So we're technically not at max stats. This is the first time for a while that we won't have max stats for a while. I won't have it until next faction gets released. So for the whole entire month, we will not have max stats. But it's only 1 armor difference, so it doesn't make that big a deal. What do we need? Grab the green there. Grab another extra turn. Tetris, and dead. Here we go. So after a bunch of matches, how do you feel about the new Mythic? I haven't actually tested it extensively yet, but from what I can tell, it's still pretty underwhelming. The new bleed troops, I absolutely love them. Pure Faction is really enjoyable, all 4 of the troops that they have, particularly all 3 of the better bleeding related ones. And as far as the absolute best ones, it's mainly the Legend and the Rare. The Rare is going to be really good in early game and also is a good refresher for bleed in Pure Faction team. And the Legend is just the best bleeding option that's currently available in the game. And that's the biggest gimmick that it has for the most part. It's also an okay frontline tank. But the biggest gimmick he has is he's currently the best bleeder in the game. And he works decent for Pure Faction here, of course, too. But anyways, we'll leave it at that for now. So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Just wanted to finish out that last delve. Oh, also, let me go claim the rewards. And unfortunately, I just clicked out of the screen, so that's going to lag for a little bit. But let me go answer some questions. Do you know what comes after the armor? No, I actually didn't bother contacting anyone yet. But there are probably people that do know that. I need to go check that later tonight or see if anyone who has maxed it out yet. But I'll ask my guild as well. But did anyone here know that info? For Simplom's question, has anyone gotten 16,000 plus renown total? If so, what is the stat after armor? If I had to guess, it's probably attack. Because we have 2 HP, we have 2 armor, so the next one should be attack, and I assume the one after attack would be magic. But we don't know that yet. Someone probably does. Okay, it is attack. Okay, so I was correct. That makes sense. But how they're currently distributing them, it makes it seem correct. Hello, Pitpap. Welcome. Also, hello, Durade. Welcome as well. Yeah, does anyone else have any other questions? Otherwise, we'll be wrapping up for now. Oh, before I do, let me go open the last little bit of shards we have. Might as well do these. And I also want to see if we have any reward. Actually, it would have made more sense to do that the other way around. Whoops. Because we could open like 200 at once. Let's see. Games. Go into here. Check rewards. Yeah, we do have more. Unfortunately, oh no, that wouldn't have been enough regardless. We were at 151 and that would have brought us to 191. Actually, we're right back at 151, oddly enough. That's funny. So let's go do this several more times. Got the legend. That's the only good drop we got. Well, I guess I technically need the rare and ultra rare more. I actually don't even need the legend. What am I saying? I'd rather get a copy of a rare or ultra rare of the actual troop than the legend, since we don't actually need more copies of it. But there we go. Yeah, we're almost for 2 max. We'll probably have it tomorrow. And that will give us better key to our tribute as well by a little bit. Let's see, where are we currently? We're almost there. We need 22 more copies of this just so we have a spare in case we ever need it for a double team. Actually, I kind of want a few more spares than that. We'll see. But, and we need 7 more copies of him. Just so we have enough to upgrade him. Play treasure maps? No. That's not happening. Oh, fastest way to farm glory? Fastest way to farm glory is to spam PvP over and over and over again. In early game, you can technically do treasure maps as was suggested, but for the most part, PvP's PvP's quicker. Running like mid-range PvP on ranked doesn't matter too much. They all give pretty decent glory for the most part. But whenever you see a revenge or a revival, it gives a little bit of extra glory too. But these you can normally cycle out pretty quickly. But yeah, if you also want to do treasure hunt isn't bad for glory rate as well. It tends to match PvP, though PvP is way quicker when you have a +5 glory option on a given week. You can also increase your glory per battle by putting a hero class that has a +1 glory gain on it. The most noteworthy one that would have this is Titan, and you can use that in order to gain a little bit more glory on every single one of your battles. There's several hero classes that have it, but Titan's the best one of all of them, and it gains an additional +1 glory per PvP battle, which synergizes with the fact that you're already gaining a decent amount of glory, and that in combination with that will just make it so you get a little bit more per hour. Highest renown on Gems of War database is 14,890, but that only gets updated when people actually check it and stuff like that. Because I'm pretty sure we're not higher than that. No, never mind. But no, it's someone should be higher than that. Because yeah, between the 2 factions, I'm pretty sure it's just because people didn't bother checking the website yet, so it hasn't updated. But the max right now is like what? There's 7 factions, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't even count correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 2,500 is 17,500. So 17,500 is possible, which means there's 1,500 leeway of renown, which means 3 of them do not need to be pure. And you can also distribute that with doing a smaller amount. Like if you had a 150, a 150, and a 200, that would also be 500. So it requires 3, like I said earlier, it requires 2 to 3 factions that are like this at 2,500. And it requires the rest of them to be around a 150 to 250 range for the excess above 2,000. And as long as someone has that, they would have all 16,000 renown that they would need. But yeah, that's probably not happening till a little bit later. Probably like sometime tomorrow or Sunday, because it will take people to actually finish out Warrens. Because I don't think anyone has yet. If I actually go check the leaderboard, I didn't bother checking that yet. I'm pretty sure no one has 500 yet. Probably like someone in 300 something. Oh no, never mind, I lied. Someone has 500 already. So yeah, that person right there probably has it already. Actually, we could even check. We could click on his page, click on Underworld. 15,460 is currently the highest in the game, most likely. That's not necessarily true. He has 2,500. Oh no, never mind. He only has 2,500 because he got that to 2,200. But yeah, he's the closest to getting this done. I'm not sure which ones he still needs. I guess he still needs one more 500, and he might need to get the renown higher on some of the others. But I'm pretty sure he's the closest at this current moment in time to actually getting that completed, or at least on this platform, anyways. But yeah, 15,000. What was it? 15,460, I think, is the highest now. Somewhere's around there. You need 44,000 renown for +1 magic. Are they really putting it that far back? Pretty sure we'd get at least one before then. That's insane if we have to go that far for it. But you never know. How many factions even is that? That'd be like, what? 17 factions? Somewhere's around there. But anyways, guys, any other questions? Otherwise, I'll be heading out for now. We'll be back tomorrow morning, same time as always, around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is about 13 hours from now tomorrow. We'll be doing the same thing as today, just doing a bunch more of the faction, mainly messing around with bleed troops and just the pure faction and just doing the faction in general. We'll be attempting pure faction at 200 and just trying to get deeper in it. We'll maybe mess around with the Mythic a little bit. It's pretty underwhelming, but still want to test some stuff with it. I'm pretty sure there's not too much that's going to be viable for it, but still want to see if there is anything that I might have missed. And other than that, yeah, that's pretty much everything. And I might go finally get Frost Mage to level 100 because it's just staring at us now at level 95. It's so close. Should probably get that done this weekend. And other than that, I also need to get the equipment set up this weekend. That's going to be a project in itself. I'm probably going to work on that more on Sunday than on Saturday. But I'll definitely start it on Saturdays so I don't delay it all till Sunday. But anyways, guys, I'll see you later. Have a wonderful weekend. Best of luck with everything. Thanks for stopping by. And I will catch you all later. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everyone.